With many authentic gurus, I have a very beautiful, have a very beautiful relationship. Actually, in my room, Sai Baba's photo is there. Puttaparthi Sai Baba's photo, because he did coronation of our whole Nityananda Peeta. You see, there is a tradition. Only a guru who is already coronated can do coronation. It is like a king only can do the coronation to another king. So he did coronation for me. In 2003, when I was not recognized by the world, he did coronation. One of his trustee got healed. And then he went and reported, and Baba immediately organized for a coronation, and they came and they brought golden padukas with Shankha and Chakra Mudra. And that was the time my Sangha is beginning and people are coming. I said that as per tradition, only an incarnation can put the feet on Shankha Chakra. An enlightened masters can put only on Bhatma padukas. So I am introducing myself only an enlightened being. And he is sending me golden paduka with Shankha Chakra Mudra. I said, people will feel I am arrogant. I am egoistic. Why don't you tell Baba to send me paduka with Shankha Chakra Mudra, with the Bhatma Mudra, not the Shankha Chakra Mudra. So I sent it back. The trustee went back to Puttaparthi. Baba was walking, the trustee was walking in the behind, and it seems, he reported, it seems Swamiji said, people will feel he is egoistic and arrogant. Only incarnations usually use the Shankha Chakra Mudra, and he said, let it be Bhatma Mudra. Why Shankha Chakra Mudra? Please request Baba that. Then Baba turned and said, I know who he is, go and tell him to use. One statement, only one statement. Go and give this back and tell him to use. I have a high reverence. We had amazing, intimate experiences, sharings and all that. So let each one be helped, supported by whichever form they need to be helped and supported. That's all.
As per enlightenment, as per Agamas, what is enlightenment, Swami?
Manifesting your consciousness's fullness. For example, if you own this body, manifesting its fullness. If you own this mind, manifesting its fullness. Everything you own, manifesting its fullness is enlightenment as per Agama.
One more question, Swami. If one have more than one living guru, does he need to know who is working for him in particular time? Suppose I know now you are working now for me.
What I am saying, you can have any number of gurus, but you will know very clearly who is your Satguru, who is going to give enlightenment.
Okay.
Vidya Guru, there are many, Diksha Guru, Rituals Guru. I had more than 25 gurus.
Yes, Swami.
Understand? But I know who is my Satguru. My Satguru is Arunagiri Yeshwara, Sadashiva himself. So you will know very clearly who is your Satguru, who gives enlightenment. Please go ahead.
Swamiji, you are performing Maheshwara Puja for the departed souls. Can it be done prior to the completion of 1 year ceremonies?
Yes. Actually, it can be done even before your death. Agama says, you can finish all your ceremonies now itself, so that after your death you don't have to worry whether they will do it or not. 13 danas and the whole Maheshwara Puja and the Shraddha can be done while you are alive.
Oh.
Agama gives you the right.
Both can be done.
Actually, Agama gives you the right. All the Tridasha danas, 13 danas you are supposed to do. All the Agama, the Maheshwara Puja and Shraddha, everything you can do it when you are alive. You yourself can perform it. So that you don't have to worry or be dependent on, especially in those days. Actually, Agama itself is not banning women doing ritual, but in some sects, the daughters are not allowed to do the ritual. So if somebody does not have a son, it's not that he is not qualified to reach heaven, or is not qualified to have a good journey.
So is it equivalent to the Gaya Sraddham
Yes.
what we do.
Even in Gaya Shraddham, you are allowed to do it for yourself before even your death. When you are alive, you can do it.
Then question second, is it the departed soul, has it got a choice to get rebirth or can it go straight to Sadasiva's feet?
That is actually depending on what you decide while you are in the body. See, while you are in the body, if you consciously decide no more birth, I think valuing the plus and minus, good and bad, all that, I think no more human birth, no more birth, only enlightenment. If you decide that as a conscious decision, will, it is granted, especially when you are initiated into Visesh Dikshanda, that will is immediately granted. While you are in the body, if you decide, no, I will have one more birth and I will be born in Chidambaram and play around, just spend a little time and enjoy the temple and all that, then you will have conscious birth. It is your
Choice.
conscious free will.
Then with regard to the alchemy products, can they be kept in a glass case? Swamiji?
Yes. It will continue to work.
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji.
Satyajata.
Yes.
Swamiji, I've got a question and I like to give you the context for the question. My question is about where do our thoughts originate from? The reason I like to know is that till 2015, I was a hard-working, well-established academic and I knew nothing about the terminology you were using. None of those concepts, and certainly no clues about Hinduism. 2015, I began my search in order to help my husband with his condition. The fact that from the first presentation, I listened to you on YouTube, I knew you had the answers to my questions that I had churning at the back of my mind all my life. Even though I knew nothing about what you were saying, but they meant a lot to me. Since then, September IA and now Sadashivoham, it's a miracle that we are here, financially, time-wise, and conceptually. It's just beyond my belief. There is this going on at one level. At another level, I'm beginning to observe my thoughts.
Yes.
And this is, when I heard that one person can actually have 65,000 thoughts per day, I'm not claiming that I'm aware of 65,000 of them, but what I'm beginning to understand is that when I'm resisting, reacting to situations, to individuals, I'm actually observing myself. Now you are doing this. Not a judgment, but just understanding, bringing clarity. I can't say that I'm 100% clear as to why am I here, but I just like to be in your breathing space. Full stop. Nothing beyond that. And do I have anything beyond that?
Nothing else need to be done. You are on the right track. You are on the perfect track. See, when people ask what they want, they get. When they just sit, I give what I want to give them. Okay. Go ahead.
Swamiji, in LBD dimensions, the artistic people are in which dimensions they are living?
You are asking about AUTA. I should say, those kids more caught in length do not have enough breadth and enough depth. I should say, it is not a natural disease, it is disorder created by allopathy medicine. Some of the vaccinations and all that. Somebody also tried to justify saying, no, the researchers are not proving. I am saying, with my authority, after healing hundreds of autistic kids, from my thorough Atma Pramana, I can say autism is byproduct of vaccination and other chemicals injected into mother and kid.
Thank you, sir. Swami, second question.
It is not karma disease. It is not karma disease. It is physical disorder caused by I don't know whom.
Second question about karma. If we have a rental house and give it to somebody, and if they are running a business, do we accumulate karma?
No, you don't. Their integrity ends with the rent, that's all.
Okay, Swamiji. Thanks.
Satyajata.
Agora. Satyajata.
Satyojata.
Satyajata.
Satya Swamiji, thank you so much for bringing me here. I'm really excited to be here. That was a miracle. My question is, before I connected to Hinduism, I was in Tibetan Buddhism, and I'm curious if their definition of enlightenment is different than this definition of enlightenment.
I should say, in Hinduism, the definition of enlightenment is not just withdrawal and peace and silence. It is manifesting also.
So in the-
Unfortunately, I should say not Buddha, but many of the Buddhist masters defined enlightenment just as a withdrawal and settling within the peace. The manifestation dimension, engaging with life, is not described or encouraged or detailed out. Even though Buddha withdrew only for 6 years, engaged 40 years with life. He withdrew only 6 years. After that 40 years he engaged with life. Some of the Buddhist masters have unfortunately missed Buddha engaging back. But in the Vedic tradition, even while you are in the body, not only you achieve that peace, bliss, complete completion, untouched state, nirvikalpa samadhi, by withdrawal, you also engage with life by making it as a sahaja samadhi, constant manifestation of powers. That's the biggest difference between the Buddhist definition of enlightenment and Hindu definition of enlightenment.
For the clarification.
Withdrawal and peace is tapoloka centered energy. Manifestation and celebration is satyaloka energy. Tied and then done.
Beautiful.
Swamiji, I know you said in satsang that this whole campus is a cosmic airport. I was wondering how many beings...
Whole?
A cosmic airport, the campus. I was wondering how many beings are actually attending Sadashibaham.
The number is too much. It cannot be like in your way, it can never be communicated. Surely not just this group, much more. The other groups, the beings who are not seen, that number is at least 2-3 times more than this number. Go ahead.
Swamiji, Swamiji, I heard gravity is in breath. So I thought gravity is a law and it should be in the length dimension.
I should say, whatever you understand as gravity is not complete. The Newton's theory is not complete. If Newton's theory is complete, levitation can never happen. Levitation disproves Newton's theory. And we have already proved, when people levitate, there is no muscle effort. We have proved with tons of researches, at least on 100 heads, we have fixed the QEG. When people are jumping, there is no individual muscle effort. You see, when the muscles want to jump and you try to hop, that records as a muscle effort in your brain. It is not there. Complete, utter, restful awareness. And body is jumping.
Yes, Swamiji, I
So,
experienced it.
I should tell you, the Newton's theory is not complete. And maybe in the further, I'll give you more detailed answers, because if I start talking about that, that will take 2-3 hours now.
Yeah, a question about physical pain and relating it to 11 dimensions. there is acute pain which saves us, prevents from destruction, and there is a chronic pain where
All pain is from length.
length. So it lives in length. So there is no pain in depth.
In reality, no pain. All pain is thought current.
Okay. Is there agamic studies to help people with pain?
More of moving towards the depth and completion, means completion, unclutching, tremendously removes the pain. Just unclutching can help in a very big way to get people out of pains.
Swamiji,
Yes.
thanks for me to bringing to Sadasivam program, Swamiji. My question is that how Panchangam has been made, in which dimensions?
Actually, there is a clear formula of how things move usually. It matches almost 90%. So based on that formula of the Varaha Mihira, it is done. I should say grahas, all the grahas, the whole thing falls into the dimension of length, breadth, depth. And the whole length, breadth, depth, our masters have evolved a sutra. Based on that, the Panchika is predicted. And I don't know whether you guys will be, you guys are aware, in India we have a system called Panchika, Panchanga. A book will be published 1 year before, which precisely tells the date and days of the rain, and still it works. This Chennai rain, this Chennai heavy flood, it's perfect. Surprising, but still it works. At least there's a thing called Arkad Sutavakya Panchangam. Still I am referring, even for the Sadashivaham date, time and all that, we were wondering whether it will be rainy and how many days it will be rainy and all that. I just referred only that. And it's working.
Agora, Swami.
Agora.
Agora.
Yes, agora.
Go ahead.
Swamiji, I wanted to say two things. First, I had exactly the same experience as another person just mentioned. Coming here was such a smooth sailing for me. I woke up one day with a clarity. Everything worked out beyond amazing. Once I got here, my logic took over, and I'm thinking maybe I should have come to the classic IA program, work hard to get the results, and I'm kind
Don't
of
worry.
stuck in this
The
thinking.
moment you know, see, I'm telling you, the moment you know, you should be working hard, but Swamiji is giving free, easily, you will get it. Only if you take me for granted, it will be a bondage. You won't get it. The moment you know, hey, I should have done it, but he is making it easy, then don't worry, this will not stop you. Sometimes people take it for granted. They say, you should have given just by one touch. Why is he making me sit for 16 days? Then that can be blockage.
Yesterday you spoke about marriage when we spoke about dimensions. I wonder what dimension or how the birth of the child can be classified, and what significance or how do you explain when the woman cannot conceive even though physically nothing is wrong with her?
Oh. This producing a child is not just dependent on the physical ability. See, Agama very clearly describes the depth of the lust matters for the life from one body to travel to another body and capture its root. So, I may not attribute the whole production of the child into just physical ability. It is also the passion is one component in making the child happen. If it is all about just a physical pleasure, I don't think. See, we cannot reduce the whole thing into just a physical ability. Surely there is something more than that.